Okay, this is the November meeting, Monday, November 18th. We're at the Activity Center with 6:30 p.m. Can do a roll call.
Let's just speak up about it. Yeah.
Oh, because we don't have individual microphones. Myself, Christina Amato is present. Gregory Nato, we are waiting for, but I believe he's coming. Michael Nepple is here. Alexandra Church is here. Vicky Demora is here, and Sharna Powell are all in attendance. In addition to, we have David from WOH as counsel, Cher and Adriana are here, and
Ben Gailey from
Ben Gailey
and
and
we also have the
okay, perfect, wonderful, thank you. So we proofed the meeting, and we're gonna go. We are going to jump to another issue, to old business first, if everyone's in agreement about that, and go into executive session to discuss matters and disposition, correct?
regard real estate.
Procedure, if this is this is one of the matters brought about the most executive session.
Yeah.
Discuss a lease of property.
Yeah.
So if you want to do so, only make motion, state a general sense of why it's executive sessions, especially a second. Let's
Yeah.
talk. Then we can. Executive session.
If I may, I'm unclear why we could go into executive session about this item, if I have some clarity about.
Sure, I'd like to collect the output with respect to this, the lease agreement with the county merge.
Great, thanks.
So do we have a motion? Somebody want to make a motion to go into executive session?
So
Second?
A second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Opposed? Okay, abstained. Okay, sorry, guys. I know you just showed up. Hopefully we won't be in executive session for very long.
one second.
Yeah. We got a motion from Ally to come out of executive session. Mike seconded it. No decisions were made. And we will move forward with the agenda. So okay. Oh, that is true. So the decision that was made was to pursue an RFP for engineers to review structural issues with the armory. So I guess I need to get a motion from somebody to submit an RFP. Do we need to make a decision about when we want the RFP to close, or how many, anything like that? No.
That's kind of like office internal. I can
Okay.
communicate with you guys about that.
Okay. So would anybody like to make a motion?
So move.
Make a motion.
Yes. Oh, she got you. Second. Alan. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, abstain? Great. Okay. Chair, I will let you go. I think you wanted to go to something else. What do you want to do next? I know we're going a little bit about it.
We should go order.
Okay. Okay, the next issue is appointment of board officers.
So Craig, Stan is our treasurer, Gregory is our secretary, and we have two secretaries, Christina and so it was expressed that we would like to have the chair and the vice chair. So I guess the question is who would like to be like, okay, we can, and David, feel free, or Dave, feel free to step in, but, we normally renew this every January anyway. We will kind of do the same process again. But as of now, I guess the way we can do it is somebody can just, make the motion that they want to be chair or vice chair, and then anyone can contest it. Or we can take votes. If one of you say you want to and everybody else is fine, then we will just proceed that way as well. Unless anyone has anything else they want to say.
I'd like to nominate Michael Nepple as the chair. I agree.
Does anyone feel contrary to that?
What, I'm in favor?
Okay, so Mike will be chair. What about vice chair?
I nominate Ally Church to be vice chair.
Very good.
Does anyone want to contest? Okay, so then the chair will now be Michael Duffel, Ally Church will be vice chair, Gregory Nato will be secretary, and Vicky Anna will be treasurer. Should we? Oh, well, we have a housekeeping at the end, so we can move forward from there.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. We also have committees. So we have audit, finance, that's usually by persons that have expertise in finance. Usually the treasurer is automatically on that committee. Chrissy was already on that committee. If everyone is okay with that, and if she's okay with that, the two of you can continue to serve in that capacity. And then we have the governance. Customarily, the chair serves on that committee. Gregory was also on that committee previously. If he was to serve that way, you can continue that way. So we just have an open position on governance and on audit finance. So Sharonda, Ally, feel free to volunteer yourself or whatever you would like.
Greatly prefer governance.
Okay. Is that okay?
Fine. Fine with me.
You okay with being on the audit finance?
Oh, yes.
We'll solidify those with the housekeeping resolutions later on, right?
Okay.
So now.
Jeremy, take it away.
Okay, move on to item 4, reading and approval of the minutes from the previous meeting. The motion to accept the minutes as submitted.
So move.
That would be.
Yes.
We have a second.
Second, and quick discussion, there was a comment, are yours incorporated?
Yes, I believe so. I mean, I know it's not a full transcript of the meeting.
I added the sentence that you were.
Sure. And yes.
All those in favor of accepting the minutes as submitted? Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. When it's accepted, move on to item 5, report of the treasurer.
Okay, so the October statement for the operating account for 28, account ending in 2847, we have an opening balance of $532,489.54. With deposits of $9,415.78, with disbursements of $21,338.37, having a closing balance of $520,566.95. For the payroll account ending in 8243, we have an opening balance of $61,877.39, with $14,901.33 of withdrawals and a credit of $172.38, with leaving a closing balance of $47,148.44. The applications fund ending in 2855, we have an opening balance of $14,151.44, and same closing balance $14,151.44. The lesser tenant account, ending in 2863, we have an opening balance of $2,494.22 with an interest income of $7.92, with leaving a closing balance of $2,500.02 and, I'm sorry, $2,502.14. We have the labor monitoring account ending in 7072. We have an opening balance of $15,014.79. And a closing balance of the same $15,014.79. For our money market account ending in 2871, we have an opening balance of $1,272,591.39 with interest of $4,042.04. Having a closing balance of $1,276,633.43. In our South Logistics Center account ending in 6521, we have an opening balance of $44.66. Deposits of $350.39. Disbursements of $350, leaving a closing balance of $45.05. Our private account ending in 4346, opening 0, closing at 0. Private account ending in 5683, opening at $4,207,242.26 with an interest deposit of $51,579.61, leaving us with a closing balance of $4,258,821.87.
Vicky, any questions or comments on the October 2024 treasurer's report? Do we typically approve these one by one, or do we
No.
do?
Typically do a motion for the treasurer report and then after to pay the bills that are on the.
Motion to approve the October 2024 treasurer's report? I'll second. I'll second. Ms. Church is the prime mover. And Mr. Nato seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Treasurer's report for October 24 is approved. Move on to the payment of bills for October 20.
Make a motion.
Alright, Ally move to pay the October 2024 bills. Greg seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
I see here a reapproval of the treasurer's report. Can I just have some context on?
Sure, so if you look at the live report that you have in front of you, we accidentally omitted check number 1274, which has been highlighted. And you also have the original copy of the July report where you can see what you approved at the last board meeting, so we just would like to reapprove the report.
Do we have to go through the entire reading again or just?
David, who's doing that?
I think we can just move to approve as amended.
Yes.
Can I have a motion to approve as amended the treasurer's report for July 2024?
So move.
I'll second.
Mr. Mora moved to approve. Ms. Amato seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, okay.
So like, also, it's also one of the bills that was paid. Fine.
Oh, absolutely. I have a motion to approve the payment of bills as indicated in the amended treasurer's report for July 2024.
I so moved.
Ms. Amato moves. May I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Morris seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, thanks. We can move on to item 6, the chairperson's report. I will defer to former Vice Chair Sato. So if you have anything to report, the time you guys Or, Mr. Nato, we vote that as the vice chair. If not, we'll move on to the next up.
Yeah, I'd like to bring up the our website and our social media posting for the IDA. We've picked up momentum. We still have some outstanding posts, social posts. Actually, I have to read them. Sorry, I wrote them all down. Bear with me one moment. It's- Okay, we have two newsletters remaining. We have 6 social posts for October, November, December. We have 3 paid social ads and 2 press releases that we can utilize. So I'd like to get some feedback from the group as to how we feel about the current website and social posting, and if we want to continue. And what we should be posting.
I have yet to see the website as far as the IDA stuff. So are you saying that the posts are like outdated and they shouldn't be up there?
No. We've redesigned the Newburgh IDA website.
Okay, so it's redesigned,
Correct.
asking for our,
And so we are focusing on the wins for Newburgh. Small businesses in Newburgh. We're trying to give statistical information about our location and we're near the airport. Details about the workforce that we have here in Newburgh too, to entice and show possible investors that we're a new modern city and come invest in us.
right.
And part of that was social media posting.
Mhm.
And so we started where we're having small gains, but part of growing a social media presence is consistent posting. And so we'd like to continue with that consistent posting.
Very positive, Newburgh forward, especially focusing on small business and like Gregory said, that the sort of the great things going on to get more people interested in Newburgh, more people investing in Newburgh, more people coming to the IDA, and investing in commercial Newburgh. So this was, I know you had asked Mike during an email, this was an initiative that was brought forward by a few of our board members and really spearheaded by a bunch of them. We spoke at length about what we can do as an IDA besides just pilots and those traditional benefits to help encourage more small business and more commercial tax rateables and jobs to the city. Bob sort of gave us a list of things that are within our purview or within our ability as an IDA mandate. Essentially marketing and advertising the city is very much available. Studies towards that end to promote. We felt that it was a really good way to do it. We come actually from a wonderful executive director who some will argue single-handedly promoted the city of Newburgh for a really long time with her website, which was great and very positive and really encouraging. And so we are just trying to illuminate that.
Also, when we were attending conferences, we needed a business card, so to speak, of who we were. Our peers out there have very professional, very put together presentations, and we just felt that we were a little bit lacking. So we upped our game. We were very conscious about who and where and how we found the designers. And so I think, from somebody who works in this field, I think we did a really good job, and I hope we can continue, waving the banner that Newburgh's a great place.
Okay, I think this really is bordering on an operational discussion at this point. I think we can probably discuss this in the coming weeks. I mean, I think I would agree with everybody that the rebranding is really positive. The website looks great. I think the product that has been provided is excellent. You know, a little bit more focus, you know, is always helpful. It's very difficult to message effectively, even when you're doing it perfectly. So I appreciate that input. I think we all do. And we can move that into future discussions. So we can move on to item 7, council's report.
Nothing to report at this time.
Great. Item 8, executive director.
A few things, well, first of all, we attended the IEA Academy, Adriana and I, is that last week? It was great. I wish you all could have been there, but you know, a long day. It's really wonderful to see what other IDEs are doing, the same challenges that we have, and exciting projects that they're able to accomplish in their respective cities or counties. And there was a really interesting conversation on housing and how IDs are doing housing. For example, I think it was Rockland County, I think a few years ago, I had 0 projects, all the projects that they have up before them now. I know that's a subject here, but I think it is interesting to note that there are IDAs that are doing housing, and there is a way to do it. But I'll just say to that, as far as what I learned at that conference. There are some procedural things that maybe we don't need to discuss in my report, but I'll throw it out there. We can talk about it later. But you know, there are other meetings that have to be held for your committees before the end of the year. Just something to keep in mind. We can talk about that later. Some procedural things for the IDA. Just as an update for the projects. So for 52-70 Liberty Street, we're still working on the test of reasonableness to be able to hold a public hearing and for you guys to have that public hearing resolution. We're still going back and forth with them on the result of that test. The Shaw Building, we're still working with the consultant on their test of reasonableness, but we have their cost benefit analysis, and that should be ready for the December meeting. On 4 Washington Street, who is here today, we just got their test of reasonableness, and today it was found to be reasonable, so we can be full steam ahead for the December meeting on that. And then Scobie Drive, I had their public hearing scheduled for December 16th, but because of the way the newspaper works, you have to really schedule far in advance, putting a public notice in the newspaper, and I must have missed it by a day or two. And so also that applicant just started a new family, so I'm gonna reach out to him and see if that's something that he wants to wait to the January 16th meeting for. Something I want you to think about. What normally happens every year at our January meeting and our February meeting, they always fall on holidays. Martin Luther King, I think, for President's Day, and everybody's off that day. So we will have to talk about what day you want to change that meeting for in the future. But I think other than that, that's all I have.
Great. All right, item 9, new business. But have any new business?
But just to update, I know that this board, prior to meeting on it, was very supportive and pushing to the city of Newburgh to look into something called PACE financing or PACE financing. Just an update that the city is going to schedule a public hearing at their next meeting. So that's theoretically hold a public meeting at the first in December. So if anyone's interested in hearing more about that.
Great. Any other new business? Okay, great. I'll just take this opportunity to thank my colleagues on the board for their confidence in selecting me as chair. Just a quick comment on the IDA generally. I heard, leading up to my appointment to this board, that the IDA is the only body in the city of Newburgh that is doing economic development. Well, I appreciate the diversity of opinions. I appreciate the diversity of opinions. I would like to be clear to our investors and developers that are looking to do business in this city. We believe that developers create jobs here in the city. It is the role of the IDA simply to offer financial incentives for developers to create those jobs here in the city. So where there has previously been maybe over-involvement or misunderstanding of the IDA's role that's hampered development and prolonged the approval of projects, make sure anybody that is here today or anybody that wishes to invest in the city in the future, that the city of Newburgh is open for business, and we look forward to working with you. With that, we can move into our resolutions. May I have a motion to approve resolution number 2024-11-18-01? Super for 4-5 Newburgh South Logistics. Ms. Church moved. May I have a second?
Second.
Ms. Demore seconded. May I have all those in favor? We do a roll call? Sure. No, I don't have an alphabetical list, so I'll get it from you before next meeting.
Mine's alphabetically the vote. Make it alphabetical next time. Christina Amato,
Yes.
Gregory Nato,
Yes.
Michael Neville,
Yes.
Alexandra Church.
Yes.
Viviana Demora,
Yes.
Rhonda Powell,
Yes.
Great. Approved. Resolution number 2024-11-18-02, approving resolution for 4-5 Newburgh South Logistics LLC. So a motion to approve resolution number 2024-11-18-02.
I make a motion.
As Amato moves to approve, may I have a second? I'll second. Sunato seconds. Roll call, please.
Christina Amato,
Yes.
Gregory Nato,
Yes.
Mike Neville,
Yes.
Alexandra Church. Yes. Viviana Demora,
Yes.
Rhonda Powell.
Yes.
Thank you. I would just like to note on this resolution, this project has been before the board for 2 years. I think that's true, just about 2 years. I think this is a great project. It's going to create a lot of construction jobs for our local folks. It's a huge positive. And for whatever reason, it was not until last meeting, after review by consideration of the board, that additional language was inserted into the financial assistance package that requires 75% of the employees at this work site to be City of Newburgh residents. We are going to be providing financial assistance in the form of taxpayer dollars here to businesses that wish to site themselves in the City of Newburgh, create jobs. It seems to me that we should be ensuring best that we can that those jobs go to City of Newburgh residents if at all possible. So I would like to really thank the Brookfield folks for working with the agency on this point. Excited to have you here in the city. We're excited for the long-term partnership. All right, we can move on to resolution number 2024-11-18-03.
Can I make a comment? I would like to sort of second what you said in that with our projects requiring more residents, likewise, if we are going to be approving residential, I feel the same recommendation. City of Newburgh residents as predominant.
Noted.
Thank you.
Anybody else like to offer any comments on resolution 2024-11-18-02? May I have a motion to approve resolution number 2024-11-18-03, interim housekeeping of board appointments?
I'll make that motion. Do you need me to detail?
I can do it.
Okay,
So officer of the agency, Mike Number will be chair, Alexander Turk will be vice chair, Deanna Demar will be treasurer, Gregory Nato will be secretary. The audit finance committee, Deanna Demar will be chair, Christina Amato will be a member, Sharonda Powell will be a member. For the governance committee, Mike Number will be chair, Gregory Nato will be a member, and George will be a member.
Is everybody required to be on one of the boards or one of the committees?
I think that's just best practice.
If you have a motion on the floor to approve resolutions number 2024-11-18-03, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Moore. Roll call, please.
Sorry, Charlie, you first.
Yes.
Deanna Amato,
Yes.
Gregory Nato,
Yes.
Michael Knuckle,
Yes.
Alexander Turk, yes, Deanna Demar,
Yes.
Sharonda Powell.
Yes.
On to item 10, old business. We have two items here. One was the draft in executive session. Smith and Sato stated the results of that. RFP for a structural engineer to best armory. And the second item we have under old business is
Like a little bit of guidance. We did hire a consultant to help direct us in formulating a new UTEP. The way we did it previously was, the intention was for her to just talk to each of you individually. The company was MRB. They're very familiar with Newburgh. They also do our cost benefit analysis. I think they're also working on the alley, the BOA, yes. So the way it was, we're doing it before, she was speaking to everyone individually to see how you felt about UTEP in the future of church. A lot of the board members had very different opinions, and then we kind of stalled in that. So we can pick up whenever and however you would like to. So whether it's having a retreat as as Christy suggested today, or if you want to continue, we can have her. She lives far away. She lives I think 3 hours away. I think we could do meetings with her on Zoom when it's non-violating of the meetings law, a few members at a time, so that way you had the opportunity to speak to her, or if you all miss her, then we retreat. So I'd just love to know how you all feel about that.
so just a question. So there was an original scope, sort of an agreement. Would that have to be modified to continue to have conversations? And then would that have to be modified to have a retreat, either of those?
I'm sure a retreat would require to modify that, but never in her scope. We all sat halfway with her, so I wanna say figuratively half of our contract still kind of getting for figuring out how you all want to work that. So yeah, I can definitely ask her if you part of the conversation today, if you tell me how you want to proceed, then I can go back to her, find out what implications that has to her of her pricing, and then forward from there.
If I could just comment, because I have to leave in 2 minutes. The UTEP is sort of the culmination of an understanding of how we are moving forward. I think it's really important. There are certain terms and technicalities within the UTEP that everybody needs to really understand. The reason that I suggested this retreat is Bob's firm has been helpful in having an open discussion with us to be able to ask what some of these questions are and what some of the options are. The consultant is helpful in that she has seen a lot of UTEPs and she knows a lot of different alternatives, but I think just diving into it without sort of really understanding what these different terminologies are doesn't inform you enough to really be able to make a full educated decision, because it's a little bit complicated. And you know, we did recently update our UTEP. What was it, 2 years ago? So we have a recently updated UTEP that we've kind of come to this because of different projects that have been coming to us, but also different changes in legislation and what we should be looking at. And I think kind of to your point before, there are some projects that come to us that would like benefits that maybe are outside what maybe we believe Newburgh's IDA should address, or that Newburgh itself, that it's our purview and not. With that, I'm sorry, I have to go.
I mean, I generally agree that, that retreats can be more beneficial for something like this, especially when there's looking for, they are though, they tend to be more expensive and much harder to schedule. So I'll treat those as giant caveats if there's a time constraint or a financial constraint, at all.
And say that problem's not happening until January, February.
Right.
Oh, okay, well,
Agreed.
we have time to discuss what you all want to do, but it's nice to have a plan of what you guys, you know, what I'm working for.
That's great. I think tree makes a lot of sense to me. A foundational document for how the agency operates, obviously, and you know, we want this to be forward looking. So we can attract the kind of projects that we want to. So yeah, I would concur that a retreat makes a lot of sense.
Doctor, find out how much that costs, like, you know, find out what that would look like.
I'll also note that we've been pushing up to 1 year on this contract, so just confirm that. Still valid.
Any other old business for consideration? No, all right. Yes.
Going back to, bank accounts. Bank. So the signatories that we currently have them are Gregory and Chrissy. I think obviously Chrissy should be that third person. We have 4 with the bank, so I have a volunteer, be the 4th.
I'll be the fourth person.
No, you're the third.
The third.
Thank you.
I think it should be the chair.
Yeah,
Mine?
does the agency have a policy in place?
And each signature would require.
Bank gets 2 signatures, but the bank needs 4 signatures.
Understood.
Got it.
They give me a document that's kind of like their resolution, and we'll sign that the next board meeting. And then I would also update you with all the logins and refresh everything and come talk to you about, giving you all of this information, all the documents and all the information, you know, the treasurer has.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure that's clear.
Okay.
Thank you. Nothing else, I have a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Move 5 is Warren, seconded by Ms. Church, all in favor?
Aye. Oh. What is the